Okay, I have to do a video on the Christmas party thing. I have to do it, right? Because there's a lot of people talked about it. It's old news now. It's yesterday's chip paper. But I want to have my thoughts broadcast out there. I want people to know what I think about it, right? Because, and apparently there were 7, not just 1, 7 Christmas parties while we were all in lockdown, whilst people couldn't go and visit their loved ones whilst they were dying, when people couldn't go and just have Christmas dinner together. People weren't allowed. I mean, obviously, I did all of this. We were in lockdown last Christmas. I had exactly the same Christmas day I always have, because I didn't listen to it, because it was bollocks, right? Right? But the Tories it's now come out that the Tories had 7 parties. Like Labour didn't. Or City Mayor Peter Salisbury, self-elected City Mayor, created his own job title. When we were first in lockdown, back at the beginning of 2020, he broke lockdown to go and shag his missus and put us some new windows in. Obviously, what's the bloke called? Dominic Cummings. Demonic Cumface, I call him. He pissed off up to Barnard Castle, where GlaxoSmithKline is situated, and took a little drive to test his eyesight. Like the Werner Specsavers, right? And literally from the beginning of 2020, there have been people in power not adhering to lockdown rules, right? So we've had the parties and all this, that and the other, and now, a year on, people are starting to kick off. This isn't fair, which is a good thing, because people need to realise this isn't fair. But I'm titling this video Wealth and Health, or Wealth versus Health. I'm not decided yet, right? It's like, basically, these people are wealthy, right? We've got Elon Musk, still want to call him Elton, right? Elon Musk and Baldy McFuckface. What's the other bloke called? The Amazon dude. Jeff Bezos. Sorry. I couldn't give a shit about these people, right? But we've got billionaires in a race to become the first trillionaire. Now, said it before, I've said it again. May not have done it on YouTube. If you equate money, pounds, to minutes, right? Might be seconds, not sure. Seconds or minutes, who gives a shit, right? A million is 12 days. 12 and a half days, I think, to be precise. A billion is 32 years. That's the difference between a million and a billion, right? And we've got people in a race to become the first trillionaire. Whilst all the people on this planet, not all of them eat. Whilst we live in a country where fucking childhood poverty is rife, and where people are struggling to fucking survive, we get 1 or 2 people who are racing towards becoming the first trillionaire, and they say they're doing it for you, right? We've got Bill Gates, also massively fucking wealthy, telling you how you should fucking live, right? So this is wealth, right? And we're going on to the health bit. Basically, at the minute, we've got billionaires and millionaires telling us what we've got to do to keep us and Aunt Ethel fucking healthy, right? Whilst people are dying in ever increasing numbers. Now, we've gone through this shit, wrong side, because we've gone through this shit since the beginning of 2020. 2 weeks to flatten the curve. That'll be it. Conspiracy theories are saying, next thing, they'll want you to be jabbed. And then they'll want you to be jabbed again. And then they'll want you to have a booster. So we've been saying it from the beginning. They're like, oh, yes, 2 weeks to flatten the curve. Curve flattened. Job done. Mid-2020, fucking nothing was going on. They're still going like, oh no, there's this threat. Oh no, there is this threat. This threat's coming. We're going to introduce new lockdowns. We're going to introduce new measures. And we're going to do this because we are wanting to keep you safe. And now, at the end of 2021, we're learning that whilst everybody else in the UK was in lockdown, thanks Sheldon, whilst everybody else was in lockdown, the Tories were having 7 Christmas parties. 7 of them. Whilst we weren't allowed to go and sit with loved ones whilst they were dying. Whilst they were saying, no, you can't touch people. You can't breathe the same fucking air. You can't even stand within 6 feet of them. They're having a good old fucking knees up. Because, just like with wealth, it's different for them. It's one rule for them, it's one rule for us. They get wealthier, we get poorer. They fucking can do whatever they like. And I put it to you that from the beginning with Solus, which is what I call him, Sir, investigate him immediately, Peter Salisbury, going to shag his missus, whilst he was going to Parliament, in his day job, he was going back to shag his missus, then going back to his home house, while we were in lockdown. Barnard Castle happened when we were in lockdown. Everything gets swept under the carpet. Nobody fucking challenges it. And now, people are starting to get a bit titsed off. Anton Deck, for example. Philip Schofield, for example. I've started saying, well, hold on a minute, this is taking the piss. And do you know why? Because it's taking the fucking piss. These people have taken, just give me a sec, baby. These people have taken the piss. And it is one rule for them and another for the other. But what you have to remember is that we're in a deadly pandemic. These people, these elite souls, these tippity top of society, if we were under genuine threat, they'd be wearing the fucking finest PPE. They'd have the sexiest of hazmat suits. They would protect themselves first. Stanley Johnson, on public transport, no mask. It was a big thing. Oh, we're sorry. He'll wear a mask next time. He was seen out without a mask. This guy wrote a book called The Virus. He knows exactly how to do not read it. Well, it's worth a read, to be fair, just to know that Stanley Johnson knows exactly how viruses works. As it stands as a literary piece, how he ever got a book deal, I'll never fucking know. He can't write for shit. He cannot form a sentence that grasps the reader's attention for shit. Calling you out, Stanley Johnson. You're a shit fucking author. But he does point out in The Virus that he knows what it's about. He knows how viruses works. And at the end of the book, the president gets a placebo to encourage the masses to have a vaccine that they know doesn't work. So it's worth reading for that, but don't buy your own copy, because he does not know how to tell a story for shit. Man is a crap fucking storyteller. But Yeah, so he knows. He's written a book about a deadly virus. He knows how deadly viruses works. And he was out in the populace without a mask on. Put it to you that that's because he knew he was a massive pile of bollocks. And I put it to you that they didn't give a shit about us when they were having our party, because they knew it was a massive pile of bollocks as well. It's a rule for us, not a rule for them, because they're putting it on us. If it was a genuine threat, they would protect themselves. They'd protect themselves first. They pay themselves first. Wealth comes first for them, and health comes first for them. If there was a genuine threat, they would protect themselves first. Trust.